no further comments on that subject.
Okay.
I was very clear yesterday. I was very specific. I made my point. I provided the context in which I was speaking. If people have a selective hearing, that is their problem.
Well, one of the comments is that you cannot paint a whole tribe with one brush. And they have debunked
Replay the tape again.
Well,
replay the tape.
No,
I was specific about what I said. I provided context.
Right.
Nobody should tell me any nonsense.
Well,
if people
I think
have a different opinion,
duty.
they are entitled. No, there's no nonsense duty.
I think it's our duty.
If people have a different opinion, they have anthropological evidence to support it. They should say so.
Well,
it's not for me to reverse myself.
No. I was just saying to clarify.
Except you are expressing your own opinion.
No.
And then I will come after you and say you are wrong.
There's been a flurry of reactions.
Yes.
And I have to present it.
That comes with the job. That comes with the job.
It is my duty.
It's a free country.
It is my duty to present the reactions of the Nigerian people.
And not to come and challenge me.
Absolutely not. I asked you if you would like to comment. I asked if you would like to comment.
I've told you.
Well, the conversation is that a whole tribe cannot be painted with one man's experience. We'll take another story. In another development, Defense Headquarters.
Hello guys, welcome to the channel. So Reuben Abati trended sometime this week, and that's because of the story of Godswill Akpabio, the Senate President of Nigeria. He attended the tribute event for the late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, and he commended the Igbos while he was speaking. You know, he just said some things that a lot of people, or almost everyone, already know. How the Igbos are entrepreneurial, how they are hardworking, they are resilient, and all that. And what has generated some of the reactions online is the comments that Reuben Abati made. Reuben Abati made some comments, and for the most part of what he said, is not too bad, but I think it's not bad actually. Then he went further and made some claims that made some people to raise their eyebrows, like talking about land and all that. So I think you just watch this video, then we'll come back and speak about what he said. And it's just a series of videos. The first one I'm going to play is the one of what Godswill Akpabio said, then also followed by the reaction of Reuben Abati. Then also there's also another lady that was there, Vimbai. I don't remember the second name, but she's from Zimbabwe, but she's married to a Nigerian, so she works at Arise News. Then there's also another video of the follow-up. After all this had happened, there was a follow-up like the next day. The next day, there was something that Reuben Abati also said that I've never seen before. And so be patient to watch this video, then we'll come back and analyze all of that.
Good morning, Dr. Abati.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm okay.
We are missing Rufai today. Well, all right. Good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending. As the family of the late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah continues preparations for his funeral, slated for November 22nd in Anambra State, videos from the night of tributes held in the late senator's honor on Monday continue to make the rounds on social media. A video showing Senate President Godswill Akpabio delivering his tribute while hailing Igbo people for their resilience and industrious nature has sparked a debate online. Let's take a look before we come back for a discussion.
The Senate passed the Southeast Development Commission, and this is something we feel should have been done immediately after the war. There should have been a special commission to take care of the destruction and the effects of the civil war on the Igbo. A group of very mercantile people, hardworking people, who on their own, where would you think you would have taken money to do all they had done? Almost all the Igbo people that I know after the Civil War, the billionaires are all self-made. Whether in the aviation industry, you look at Ogiema, whether you look at Chief Okonkwo, who just found out that he wasn't the only one who sponsored Governor Gige. Yeah. and that Ifeanyi Uba was also that the Igbos are very proud people. The Igbos are very mercantile. The Igbos are the only ethnic group in Nigeria that when they enter Kano State, they build houses in Kano State for themselves. They don't rent. They turn around the place. When they enter Lagos, they own almost 2 or 3 local governments and build houses and live there. There's no place they go to, they don't make impact. But other Nigerians will come to my state and rent houses and stay for 15 years and go back without building a structure. But the Igbos are not the same. They are not like that. Wherever they are. So Ifeanyi Uba represented the cream de la creme of the Igbo enterprise.
All right, Dr. Abati, let me take a reaction. This is
at all. The malpractice is happening everywhere, and it's just so unfortunate. And Oji, sorry, before you go on to the next story, very quickly, just to speak on Igbos being enterprising. I always find it quite amusing when I hear the conversation, because from the outside, when you're outside of Nigeria and you know in various countries, we don't see tribe. We know that it's a Nigerian, and we always have this awe and admiration for how enterprising Nigerians are. And yes, it is certainly a strong trait of the Igbo people, but it's incredible how on a global scale, the Nigerian spirit itself, whether it be Igbo, whether Yoruba, whether Hausa and so forth, Nigerians are just so enterprising and so resourceful. You know, the Yorubas, you find them so much in academia. You find them at the top of the profession. Even in the healthcare sector, you find a lot of Yoruba people. You find, I mean, listen, so many brilliant people. I've met so many brilliant Hausa people as well internationally. So I think, yes, internally, you know, when we're home amongst each other, we'll say, this tribe and that tribe and that tribe. But internationally, the world is seeing the pride of Nigeria at work. And it's just so important for us to just keep, you know, encouraging that unity, that at the end of the day, it's still the Nigerian flag that flies high.
Thank you.
After all, you are our wife. We brought you from Zimbabwe. You have to encourage unity. But anyway, very quickly, just to make 2 points.
'60s in this country. The lack of justice.
Right. All right.
And the things that happened then that we did not listen to.
Right.
The way politicians divided this country because of their own selfish benefits. Right. And that's what we should move away from.
Absolutely. Well, I wanted to just touch more on the issues in the Southeast. Yesterday, Dr. Abati, we took this story, and there was a flurry of reactions about whether or not the Igbo people sell land to outsiders. I don't know if you would like to address that, because there were a lot of, people from the Southeast saying that it is not true.
No, I have no further comments on that subject.
Okay.
I was very clear yesterday. I was very specific. I made my point. I provided the context in which I was speaking. If people have a selective hearing, that is their problem.
Well, one of the comments is that you cannot paint a whole tribe with one brush. And they have debunked
Replay the tape again. Replay the tape.
No,
I was specific about what I said. I provided context.
Right.
Nobody should tell me any nonsense.
Well,
if people
I
have a different opinion, they are entitled. No, there's no nonsense duty.
I think it's our duty.
If people have a different opinion, they have anthropological evidence to support it. They should say so.
Wow.
It's not for me to reverse myself.
No. I was just saying to clarify.
Except you are expressing your own opinion.
No.
And then I will come after you and say you are wrong.
There's been a flurry of reactions.
Yes.
And I have to present
that
it.
Comes with the job. That comes with the job.
It is my duty.
It's a free country.
It is my duty to present the reactions of the Nigerian people.
And not to come and challenge me.
Absolutely not. I asked you if you would like to comment. I asked if you would like to comment.
I've told you.
Well, the conversation is that a whole tribe cannot be painted with one man's experience. We'll take another story. In another development, Defense Headquarters on Thursday dismissed as laughable allegations made by the...
So guys, there it is. We've heard what Reuben Abati said. And so the thing is that Reuben Abati is an experienced media person. He worked under the government of Goodluck Jonathan, I think, as maybe a media advisor or something like that. And, for him to say that is something that obviously he did not, I believe he did not think it properly before he said that. And some of the, some of the statements he makes or some of his contributions, his opinions, sometimes they are, well, you can say even most of the time, they are on point, but not all the time. And this is one of those times that obviously what he said is not something that I don't is not true. Number one, and a lot of people will not agree with him. So if you're using the example of somebody said, somebody tossed Benson, like you mentioned, the person is not even here to speak for himself. The man is late now, and a lot of people in this, maybe the millennials and the Gen Zs, I don't think a lot of people know him, but obviously he's one of the, the people that played their parts in the Nigerian government and all that in the Nigerian political scene. So you can't use that person's experience. Let's say that's true. Let's assume it's true of what he said. You can't use that person's experience to cast an aspersion on the whole tribe or on the whole ethnic group. So it's quite. It was more than 40 million people, and you say something like that. I don't think it's right because you know a lot of people will also come out and tell you how they've also had experiences in other places where they could not get land because of where they're coming from. But it's not a widespread thing. So it can vary from one family to the other, from one community in those regions to the other. You know? So and there are other people that also tell you that their parents have lands in different villages, in different towns that is far from their own hometowns. And what Akpabio said is not saying it as, if Akpabio was an Igbo man, I'm sure everybody would be like, oh, we know, you're only speaking for yourself. But Akpabio is not an Igbo man. But meaning that what he's saying, he believes it. And you can't in one sentence agree with Akpabio and in the same sentence you're saying something else to contradict what you're saying something else to water down what Akpabio is saying. It's just like when someone has done something great and you're trying to commend that person and at the same time you're commending that person and telling that person how bad they've been. So what is the momentum that you're trying to create at that point? How do you want people to even accept or recognize the effort of that person? So that's just the thing I don't agree with what Reuben Abati, did right there. There are times you can talk about those things. That can be that can be a debate for another day. It's not even a debate because it's not true, but let's assume you want to speak on it. That can be done sometime, another time. Talking about, so they should be, when Akpabio mentioned about the the Igbos in Lagos. I think everybody knows what Akpabio was trying to say is that these guys they invest massively in places that are not their homeland, and you're trying to make it look like some, whether intentionally or unintentionally. What he said is like trying to make it look like a tribal or ethnic tussle between Igbos and Yorubas. Oh, the Eleko of Eko, we have to give it to the Yorubas, is their engine. What is all that? We have no war. The Igbos and Yorubas are not fighting. It's just somebody being commended, or a group of people or people being commended at a particular time does not mean that the other people are not regarded. Everybody is peculiar and have their own, their own strengths. So the fact that you complement another person's strength does not mean the other people does not have their own strengths. So you don't have to now bring it up when somebody is complimenting the other person so that it looks like there's a tussle or there's a bad blood or something or feud. So that's just how I see it, and I believe that Reuben Abati did not properly articulate or say what I think would have been proper to say. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. That's his opinion. But when you now make it look like you're casting an aspersion, even everybody is also entitled to their own opinion of disagreeing and proving you wrong. So that is also my own take on it. So we shouldn't try to make it look like there's a tussle between Igbos and Yorubas or other tribes. No, there's none. If you recognize someone, it's just like in a family. When a father is complimenting one of the children about, or maybe the family is pointing out at one person about their strengths and their strengths, doesn't mean the other kids or the other children doesn't have their own strengths. So everybody gets their own compliment on a different time. So let's not pretend that we are talking about unity and all. Okay, then for Vimbai, the lady who spoke next after Reuben Abati, she's not a Nigerian, she's from Zimbabwe, but I think you can say Nigerian by marriage. And this also shows this shows how Nigeria sees every African black or every African as one of us, just the same. Because to be honest with you, I don't think a Nigerian will go to maybe somewhere like Zimbabwe, whether married or not to a Zimbabwean. I don't think a Nigerian will go there and start speaking on maybe some tribal issues. They'll just be quiet because there's always a history that you don't know about as a foreign person. You have to come, if you go to a place, you have to first understand everything. Does she know the horrors of the Civil War? Does she know what the Igbos have gone through? You know? So when they are also saying that when they see Nigeria from outside, that's true. You can also compliment, no matter how much we want to talk about this unity thing, you can always appreciate your own culture and another person's culture without trying to bring anybody down. That's what makes us who we are. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes us great, because we are from different cultural backgrounds, and we are able to let's celebrate the strengths in all of us. If there's a Yoruba cultural day or something, Igbos should be able to celebrate with them. If there's an Igbo cultural day, Yoruba should be able to celebrate with them, or Hausa should be able to celebrate with them, Edo should be able to. We should celebrate with each other. Let us all acknowledge our strengths, and not in the way of looking at it as if one side is better than the other. But also, when one side is being complimented at a particular event, don't try to overshadow that event with, we too, we are this and that, and no, that doesn't make any sense. You give them, you say, yes, that's how it is. Then in your own time too, they'll also support and recognize you. And she said some things about, you can't be talking about unity and you're using this unity talking point to try and talk about unity. The same person that's talking about what we should say is the same person saying that, the Igbos, the people she has met, or some people she knows, they are at the top of education, Yorubas and all that, outside. And if you're even talking about true Nigerian character, the thing about education is a Nigerian thing. So you can't actually put that on any tribe. It's a general. Whether you're from Edo, you're from Hausa, you're from anywhere, Fulani, Calabar, anywhere you are, Yoruba, Igbo, everybody, it's a Nigerian thing. Every parent wants their children to go far and do well in their education. look at the boy that they discovered the other day that did very well in the US, even the one in UK. All these people, they are not neither Igbos nor Yorubas. There's one that's Hausa, or I think his name is Mohammed. So it's a general thing. You can't try to play down, and it's just quite unfortunate. Then coming to the last part, what Reuben Abati did there is totally uncalled for. You see how he reacted so angrily. He lost his cool. And Ojinika, the host of that segment, she was very professional. The way she was trying to get him to maybe understand that, okay, this have rubbed people off the wrong way. You don't need to be, even if you want to be defensive like he was, he didn't need to be aggressive. He didn't need to be aggressive. You can always say, okay, yes, this is this and that, but without showing that anger. And Ojinika is your colleague. You also have to give her that respect. If there's something you didn't like, you should be able to say it off air. That, okay, I don't like how you're trying to correct me. Maybe you should correct me behind. But Ojinika is trying to give you the opportunity to clarify, which means she's also trying to help you. But because of trying to be too, I don't know what was going through his mind at that point, yeah, that reaction is uncalled for. I think he should apologize to Nigerians first and apologize to his colleague, Ojinika. He should apologize not to the Igbos, because it's not about, you don't have to, it's not about, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but when you make some things that are factually not true, I think you should be able to apologize and say, oh, that is the experience of the so and so person, and I don't know about. If you claim that, you can say I don't know if that's a general thing, but don't make it look like, oh, remember he said, imagine a man from another tribe going to, and they'll tell you you don't belong. No, you're casting an aspersion. You're making a random, a generalized, comment. It's not good. And Ojinika, kudos to her. She understood what was going on. She knew the dangers of misinformation. She knows about the Igbophobia thing, which is a real thing, whether we want to accept it or not. Whether some people want to pretend or not, it's a real thing. There's Igbophobia. It's similar to some of the things that some people go through, especially like the Jews, for example. There are some Jews that go through anti-Semitism. There are some Muslim people that go through Islamophobia just as a result of their own um, ability to succeed somewhere. And this is not making an excuse for anybody who is doing anything wrong. We're talking about the people doing things right and just being victimized just for some petty reason. So there's Igbophobia, and Ojinika tried to correct that, to make sure that the wrong narrative is not out there. She was very professional. Even while he was losing his school, she still held it together. There are some people that can also flip. She might decide to be like, no, don't talk to me like that and all that. Anything could have happened, but because of she has a natural, you could see that the lady has a natural, friendly, kind of a clean heart. You can just see from how she talks and how she relates to them that she's that kind of a person who doesn't have that kind of, argumentative or, quarreling character. And she was able to keep calm and still let him end on how he wants to end it. But she also made it clear that we are trying to point with what we are pointing out is not a tribal, or is not something that should be generalized, but that's something that one person, there was a claim that somebody made, and the person is not even alive to confirm what Reuben Abati said. Or if there's a video somewhere, then they should show us. He should be able to post it. Yeah, Reuben Abati should be able to, if there's a video of when Tos Benson was saying that, he should be able to now go and tweet that video and put it on his page or something. You know? So I think there's no much damage done if people can acknowledge where they have not done things the proper way. If you could just say, okay, he doesn't need to make it public, but apologize to his colleague. In fact, he should make it public because the whole thing happened in the public. Because that's a disrespect on Ojinika too. Especially for someone who is trying to do the right thing. But she handled it well. So guys, there you have it. Please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and I will see you next time.